Okay. Let me duck the audio down, way down, because this game is super fucking loud. Also, if I let it sit at the menu screen, it loops into the, like, demos. Anyway, hello and welcome to Super Robot Wars Original Generations. I have never, ever played a Super Robot Wars game, with the exception of, I think, one, if not its only spin-off series. They did, like, a JRPG spin-off series that, I don't know how to put it. Basically, they did, like, a DS spin-off series called, I think, OG Saga, and, like, it's called, like, Endless Frontier or something. And it just seemed like a very half-baked, turn-based JRPG, but in addition to the fact that it was turn-based, all of the attacks had, like, real-time, like, elements to it, where basically you had to do, like, combos, do timed combo attacks just for your basic attacks. It was basically like, it's a JRPG, except it takes really long to hit enemies. And, I just did not get into that. There's the potential for that, a similar experience to come from this game, but I'm hoping there's a little bit more to it than that. So basically, what I know of Super Robot Wars is, first and foremost, it's a tactics game, except all of your characters are mecha. The mecha are either original characters developed and designed for the Super Robot Wars series, or they are licensed from existing mecha anime. And so in a sort of weird sort of Kingdom Hearts style thing, it turns into this ridiculous mashup crossover with all of these different, like, animes coming together. And the thing about that is that obviously most of it's going to be borrowing from Gundam. I am not a fan of Gundam. Not that I've ever seriously tried watching Gundam, but I'm just not interested in Gundam. I've tried watching Zoids. I like Code Geass. Very, like, limited number of anime I can even think of that I know get some sort of crossover appearances in this series, let alone in this game. So basically, I'm jumping into this totally ignorant of pretty much all of the source material that this game is going to be borrowing from. So I really don't know what to expect. The problem with a game like this is that it is super duper niche, at least over in the West. If I look online and I go like, hey, can you rank all of the Super Robot Wars games? You're gonna get only a small handful of people that have invested the time to play, let alone like any number of these games, let alone a majority of these games, especially considering the vast majority of them are not even in English. So you gotta get a certain kind of person to even get a recommendation of which of these games to even try to play. But I've tried to do my research, and I've decided to settle on this game as one of the first ones I'll try. I'm open to trying other ones, but this is one of the first ones I'm going to try. This is Super Robot Wars Original Generations, plural, because apparently this is a remake, a PlayStation 2 remake of the game's Original Generation and Original Generation 2, which were originally GBA games. And part of the reason why I picked out this one is, A, I believe there's voice acting, and B, it seemed to have some of the most appealing visuals. And probably the biggest draw to anyone trying to play this game, regardless of whether or not you care about mecha or not, is just that the fight cutscenes, when the robots attack each other in the fields, they have Advanced Wars style cutscenes, except they're just insanely overblown, nutso wacko, over the top, rule of cool, shitting in your face style cutscenes. Which I'm up for. I mean, hell yeah. I've purposefully tried not to spoil myself on watching too many of these cutscenes, but I've taken tiny samplings here and there to try and get an impression of what at least seems like it's going to appeal to me the most. So there are some GBA games. Obviously, GBA animations are not going to be, as complex or fancy as the ones that they're going to do on PS2. PS2 was doing larger 2D sprites, and then more modern games are going into like 3D territory. But I kind of like the 2D aesthetic, so I'm going for their biggest, fanciest, chunkiest 2D art style that they spent on these games, and that seems to consolidate around this series of games. So there's Original Generations, this game, and then I believe there's a direct sequel to this game called Original Generations Gaiden, which also looked interesting. That seemed like that was going to be my second choice, but since this game came out first, I'm going to try this one first. So yeah, that's my impression. It's some Mondo mecha anime crossover game. It's a tactics game, and there's just crazy over-the-top cutscenes. And as established, these games have been mostly released in Japanese, and so what we're playing today is actually a fan translation. So that should be something to bear in mind when we read the text. So I didn't click on pretty much any of these. I went into settings, and the options leave a lot to be desired. It says X for back, so that's something I've already had to remap. So they mix up the X and circle buttons, which I'm not a fan of. Hopefully I can make it work regardless. And I'll just intuitively confirm and deny and all that stuff. So we're going to start with the first campaign. Hopefully it's interesting. I guess we'll find out. I'd like to be able to turn up the volume a bit, but as mentioned, this game is very loud. let's start. All right, let me turn this up a bit. Okay, we have a choice of 2 campaigns. There's the ATX team and the SRX team. I don't know the difference between these. I also don't know if these are original characters or if these are licensed characters. I guess I'll go with Kyosuke. I wish I could see their mechs. ATX team. You know what? I'll go with this guy, actually. I'm gonna go with Ryusei. Yes. I hope this is cool. It's a tactics game, so I have certain expectations just to tolerate playing these games. Like, I have to be able to go quickly through the game, honestly. Movements have to be quick. I'll tolerate a certain amount of cutscenes, but like actual like button presses, I just do not want to tolerate tedium. What? Where am I? Who am I? My name is Aleph? No. Huh? It would seem the distress signal wasn't a false reading. Who are you? You must have just merged into this time. I suppose it must be fate. But this is a prime moment to capture you. Gah! I hereby shackle you. This time you will become my puppet. Erg! There are those who have stepped forth from the Forbidden Land. They broke the barrier themselves. Now we can meddle freely with that planet. Erg! Ugh! But we must act before the Food Emperor and those inspectors do. It must be we, the Gazo, who hold the final trump card. Erg! Carry out your mission, Aleph Balsham. I shall observe from afar. These are not the cutscenes in question, by the way. PS2, so there's some obligatory CGI bullshit. But the actual fight cutscenes look sick. Episode 1, Divine Wars. Okay. New Common Era 179 sector outside Pluto orbit. Oh, hello. Okay. At first I was worried some stuff was going wrong with the cutscenes, but I think they're just speeding up the tactics animations. Daitetsu, give me a damage report. Sean, heavy damage to blocks 4 through 9, as well as secondary bridge. First and second main cannons are inoperable. And the... oh, there's gonna be so many names like this, I just know it. And the Gigan Scudo? The unidentified machines have it surrounded and pinned in place. Erg. Captain, they have our units thoroughly outmatched. I suggest we retreat. Blast. Can we really do nothing to stop them? Those insectoid weapons of theirs are clearly built with technology more advanced than our own. So they're alien? That seems likely. And we're not just outgunned, but outnumbered as well. Plus, judging from their size and number, they may have a mothership or mobile fortress nearby. We're in grave danger. Guy's facial expression is fucking weird. Ugh! Just when mankind finally takes its first step outside the solar system. I don't disagree, Captain, but right now we must retreat. If the Hiryu sustains any more damage, we must not make it back to Mars. We may not make it back to Mars, let alone Earth. We have no choice. Recover the Gigan Scudo and withdraw from the sector at maximum combat speed. I won't soon forget this disgrace. Episode 1, Second Contact. Didn't we already see a different title for Episode 1? The Moon, Sirius, and Ross 128. Current spatial coordinates confirmed. Doll 1 here, shifting to Phase 4 of testing. PC Soldier, T7, Roger. By the way, what do you think of the prototype Gaspence Mark II, Major? It's a good machine. The issues that Colonel Carwy raised concerning the 001 have been ironed out. Were it a horse, it would be a thoroughbred colt in its prime. Sure, sir. I'll just begin monitoring. Major, I fully expect to see the skills that made you an aggressor, as well as the United Colony Corps' top ace. Roger, beginning the tests. What the? We've detected unidentified objects approaching the B-1262. From B-1262. Doll 1, stay alert. I'm detecting them as well. Doesn't seem like space debris. There's no data on them. They're literally unidentified flying objects. Doll 1 here. I'll attempt to make contact with the unidentified objects. What? If those things don't belong to our military or the TFF, then this merits investigating. Can I press triangle? What does that do? Okay, nothing, I guess. TFF? It's not like a keyword I can highlight. At least I don't think so. Unknown objects rapidly accelerating. They're on a collision course with Doll 1. Are they moving into attack? Major Elzeb, get clear. Doll 1 here. Change of plans. Switching from test mode to combat mode. Combat mode? Major, you aren't authorized to engage. Tell that to these guys. But your Gaspent Mark II isn't equipped with any weapons. Weapons? These 2 fists are all I need. That's crazy. Dr. Hamill, you have to stop the Major. Let the Major have his fun. If these are the articulated mobile weapons that the EOTI organization foresaw, this is a good chance to show the brass what personal troopers were made for, and why we need them. Not you too, Doctor. Do you realize what you're saying? With that settled, Trombe, my partner, let's ride! Okay. We got our first mission. Destroy all enemies. Don't be destroyed. We get like a bonus condition. Destroy all enemies within 4 turns. Okay, I got free movement here. We have okay, I can cycle with shoulder buttons, it seems. R2 cycles through enemies. R1 cycles through that. Triangle does nothing. Circle just shows the defensive bonuses of the environment. That's interesting. Spirit commands. R-type, P-type. Class bonus. Alright. I don't know how complex this game is. Square does nothing. Oh, triangle is turning on and off what I believe are health bars. Okay. Alright, I guess, oh, what the heck? Oh, X. X on an empty space. It's sort of like Advance Wars. Skill points. Search. Please make a selection. Select a pilot. Oh, God. Oh my gosh, this is all. I'm already overwhelmed. Am I doing this? Are these abilities I have access to right now? Course info summary. Oh my goodness. Let's save. Okay. And then I can end turn. Alright, I will click you. Okay, so I have access to 6 abilities total, and then twin commands, which I believe are if I'm with another character. So he can boost hit and dodge chance by 30% for 1 turn. Movement +3 effects last until a unit moves. Grants effects of flash and bullseye. I don't know what that means. Mark? What does Mark do? Okay. Okay, we see what he looks like now. Melee attack. This is not a mech sim type of game. Which is unfortunate. But it looks like there's a fair amount of customization eventually. Alright, move. Move. There. Okay, he could. I guess maybe he can attack if he's within that range. Ends. Begin animation on. Main counter. Evade, defends. Okay, so my response to the combat, basically. And then I can choose whether or not I want to see the animation or not. Offense solo, defense... Uh-oh. As I thought, this craft is nothing I don't know what I did. As I thought, this craft is nothing made of on Earth. Autonomous AI. Attacking from beyond my own range, it seems they understand the basics of combat. Okay, so I had a counter, but I couldn't counter because I am in melee range. Okay. Here, attack. Melee. Melee you. Sure. I have a chance to hit. These unidentified objects have insectoid forms. I suppose I should call them bugs. You've nowhere to run. I think holding X speeds up the combat a little bit. I got 1 EXP, alright. Hold up. X. Okay, I don't... He's darkened, so I'm assuming I can't do anything now. Alright, I can counter, I assume. I'm gonna hold down X. Alright, already seen that animation. Okay. Begin combat solo. I will try to evade. Okay. I kind of wish it wasn't an isometric game, to be honest. Makes moving a little bit clunky. Oh, we're just gonna turn off combat. It doesn't auto-end my turn when I got no more moves. I wish it would. Alright, it remembers my animation settings. Oh, I can cycle. It says I have a 100% chance to hit. Okay, so I lost the skill point condition, I guess. So what does Mark do? Oh, I could still attack him? That's weird. Alright. Major Elzum, it's another unidentified object. I can tell. Major, what are you planning to do? I plan to capture this craft intact. Say, what? We'll need to send a sample to Dr. Bean's EOTI organization. I hate that. I hate that acronym. Oops. I wonder if these are the reason why we lost contact with Kiryu and it traveled beyond Pluto. If these insectoid machines are the guests from the other worlds that Dr. Bean Zoldak spoke of, then humanity may soon face its greatest challenge yet. Okay. So I don't have a skill point. I can't browse pilots, I can't browse machines, I can't search. I guess next map? It is the age known as the New Common Era. Nearly 2 centuries have passed since mankind began its advance into space, but the lives of its people have not seen significant change since the dawn of the 21st century. The reason for this falls upon 2 meteors that collided with the Earth in the old AD era. The resulting chaos and destruction temporarily halted the advance of all human civilization. This in turn led to the year NCE 179, in which a third meteorite, known as Meteor 3, fell on Idonius Islands. The one who investigated Meteor 3, Dr. Bean Zoldak, declared it to be an artificially crafted object, though he could not ascertain who dropped it on Earth or for what purpose. What gave him this conviction was the fact that Meteor 3 appeared out of nowhere in the L5 sector before falling to Earth. In addition, it was confirmed to have decelerated before landing. Furthermore, upon its inspection by researchers, Meteor 3 was found to contain materials and technology that mankind had never seen before. This was termed Extra Over Technology, or EOT for short. The Terra Federation formed the EOT Council from its highest officials, who then appointed Dr. Bean to head the EOT organization, where EOT research continued under the strictest of secrecy. Soon the data was discovered regarding articulated mobile weapons over 10 meters tall, thought to be utilized by what could only be intelligent extraterrestrial life forms. This finding gave Dr. Bean strong suspicions towards its creators. Dr. Bean hypothesized that the intelligent extraterrestrial life forms offered humanity this technology for some unknown purpose and concluded that they would most likely fulfill that purpose by invading Earth. He warned the federal government and the TFF that the intelligent extraterrestrial life forms, codenamed Arrogators, posed a serious threat to humanity. Major General Norman Slay, viewing the situation with great concern, proposed the Earth Sphere Defense Plan. This led to the development of the humanoid mobile weapons known as personal troopers, weapons capable of fighting against the Arrogators. What a fucking mouthful. Holy shit. Ugh. That was an effort. Akihabara. Yeah, that looks like Akihabara. Ryusei, we should get going soon. Just a little longer? You've been saying that for the past half hour. But I'll never have another chance to get this limited edition Super Alloy Burnblade 3 figure. Your mother's probably waiting for us. Fine, you win. Ryusei, you really like robots, huh? Well, what can I say? Every red-blooded man loves robots, especially super robots. Super robots? You mean like those military robots that were on the news? Personal somethings? No, personal troopers are real types. With super type robots, you take one look at them and you're like, whoa. The way they transform and combine is so rad, and they've got some crazy awesome special attacks. Isn't that just 6 of 1.5 a dozen of the other? They're all robots, right? Isn't that just 6 of 1.5 a dozen of the other? I don't know what that saying is. Hey, come on, man. Girls just don't get it. That's why I said red-blooded men. What? You sound like a little kid when you talk about robots. A really happy one. Well, do I? Well, I've always wanted to pilot the real thing someday. That why you always play that Burning PT game? Yeah, the controls or graphics are super realistic. And when you hit rank A, you get to play for free. Huh? Get to play for free? This is like a PS2 game. Are they like trying to talk about in like an MMO or some shit? That's pretty generous. The only catch is, you gotta agree to let the game send your medical info and some other data to the developers. Oh, I get it. He's taking like some sort of like game tests to see if he qualifies as a mech pilot, right? So what rank are you? S2, so I play for free. Oh, that explains it. I was wondering how you could afford all those credits. Tournaments even provide cash prizes to the winner, so I've been practicing between work hours. Huh, well let's head to the hospital. Yeah. Ryu Kusuha, come in. Good morning, Miss Yukiko. How are you feeling, Ma? Just fine. I've been in a wonderful mood lately, too. Are you eating all your meals? You gotta eat to get better. Ha. I've started wondering who's the mother here. More importantly, Ryu, are you keeping up with your studies? No matter what college you choose, you'll need to have your fundamentals down. Listen, Ma, I think I might pass on going to college. What? I am stricken. We don't have much of the old man's savings yet, right? I'll just skip college and go right to work. That's very considerate, Ryu, but I don't agree. But you've got your whole life ahead of you, Ryu. You don't need to be in such a rush. I know you'll find your calling. Your life is yours to lead. I know your father would say the same thing if he were still here with us. All right, Ma. Miss Date, it's time for your checkup. Ryu, you have other plans, don't you? You'll be late if you don't get going. All right, see you later then. This guy has a very, like, Joey Wheeler plot going on, I get the impression. Take care, Miss Yukiko. It looks like we're making good pace to get there before the tournament starts. Change the arm parts to close combat type, set its weapon to knife and revolver, and done. Ryusei, what have you been doing with your decon? Oh, I'm tuning my mech stats for the tournament. Enthusiastic as ever, I see. Well, it is the Burning PT National Tournament. And considering the winner of the Tokyo Regional Qualifier, Tenzin Nakajima, will be there, I can't be too careful. Who's that? He's pretty famous in gamer circles. I've never met him, but rumor has it he's got mad skills. Huh. But really, you didn't have to come all the way to Makuhari? Is that a place? I've never heard of that. It's okay, I don't mind. Your mother asked me to look after you. Good luck in the tournament. Thanks, but I can't keep playing games forever. I'm just going in for one last win before I hang it up. Really? How mature of you. I'm sure he's gonna get, like, recruited to be the mech pilot. Personal Trooper, Episode 2. I'm gonna admit, Personal Troopers are not as cool a name as some other names we have for mechs. And Tenzin shoots down Ryusei. The winner of the National Burning TT Championship is Tenzin Nakajima. Oh, he lost already, okay. Heh, didn't even break a sweat. Ryusei. Yeah, I'm fine. A loss is a loss. I can't argue with that. But after all that work... Come on, I'm still the runner-up. Taking second in the Nationals is a great note to end on. Would you listen to this guy? How do those grapes taste, huh? I'm not calling sour grapes. Oh yeah? Seriously though, where'd the tournament find all you scrubs? Even my final opponent turned out to be a chump. And that loss is a loss crap? Man, the excuses you scrubs come up with really kill my buzz. Look, I wasn't trying to make excuses. Uh-huh. Too bad your girlfriend had to see you get owned so hard, huh? She's not my girlfriend. Kusuha's just an old friend of mine. Ha! You keep getting all defensive. Sure you don't need some cream for that ass whooping you took? Hey, if you want a run back, I won't mind putting you in your place again. But you better step up your game, cause right now, you don't stand a chance. If we were in a real battle back there, you'd have been dead 10 times over. Good thing for you it was just a game, huh? See you, Ryu suck. Go home and try not to cry yourself to sleep. Ryusei. It's cool. I was gonna quit Burning PT anyway. I'll never see that guy again. Detected a telekinetic alpha pulse from sample 55 link coefficient .22. Is that the boy, Aya? Yes, Major. I think he shows the highest aptitude out of any entrant in the tournament. Sample 55, Ryusei Date, huh? It may be coincidence, but they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Aya, once the event ends, take Ryusei Date into custody. Yes, Major. What happened? Report for Iruma. A group of AGX-01s have appeared at the 4th alert line. What? The Hayakuri aerial squadron is scrambled and is currently engaging them. They're drawing near this area. Major, what should we do? Continue to monitor sample 55. Also prepare to initialize the type TT. Roger that. I'll prepare to sortie as well. The AGX-01s have suddenly accelerated. They're advancing into this area. Huh. Huh? What's all that noise outside? Enemy units confirmed. Commencing attack. Firing missiles. What are the AGX-01s that crashed into the convention hall? What? Aya, it's time to test Sample 55's aptitude. Open the trailer cover and send out the Type TT. Major, you don't mean... Yes, I certainly do. That's ridiculous. He can't just dump him into live combat in a personal trooper. I can and I will. This is what the Type TT is here for. Now follow my orders. Understood. Ugh, what the heck happened? Kusaha, are you alright? Yeah. Huh? What the? An insect-shaped robot? What is that? That thing's no military personal trooper. It's definitely no fighter jet. It's looking my way. Shoot, I gotta get. What was that? That's a personal trooper. The mass-produced Gespent Mark II. What's it doing here? And why is there only one? Strange. I hadn't heard any report of a personal trooper being deployed in this area. What the? Orders to retreat from this airspace? Presto 1 to all units. Leave the bugs in this airspace to the Gespent and withdraw. We out. Why are the military's jets retreating? What about those bug robots? If nobody stops them, we're done for. Ryusei. Listen up, Kusaha. I need you to run away from here. What about you? Just run. I'll buy you some time. What are you going to... Wait, Ryusei. Ryusei! If I use that thing to draw those bug bots' attention. We'll just pretend we saw him running there. The cockpit hatch is open, and there's nobody inside it. What the heck? It's the same as the cockpit of Burning PT. Why would cutting-edge military hardware have the same cockpit as a video game? Because it wasn't just a video game. I'm surrounded! Arrgh! Damn it, I gotta try. If it controls the same way Burning PT does, I can do it. I won't let them attack any more innocent civilians. This panel handles aptitude control, weapons controller here, even the BM selector is the same. Alright, let's go, Gespent Mark II. Destroy all enemies within 2 turns. How do I do that? Hear it? Alright. Let's mark that and see what that changes. Okay. Split missile. Mega beam rifle. Let's see. I can barely keep this thing balanced. I was wrong. This is nothing like the game. The G-forces in this thing are brutal. This is no game. This is what a real battle is like. This means losing isn't an option. I got way more experience. Alright, I used focus. If I can close the distance, my Burning PT fundamentals should see me through. Your enemies are medium-range mobile weapons. Switch to mid-range combat mode. What? Hurry! Who the heck are you? Just switch modes. You're too much of an amateur for close combat. You don't know that! Look, if you've got time to nag, then how about lending me a hand or calling some backup? You're a soldier, right? Isn't it your job to protect innocent people, or is it all just talk? I don't need you to lecture me. Major Ingram and PT squad is rapidly approaching. Like, quite the quick response. Ghost 1 to all units. Let's stomp these bugs. Thank God, finally some allies show up. Huh? That's the Type TT assigned to Project SRX. What's it doing here? The pilot is unregistered? There couldn't possibly be a civilian in there, right? Well, state your name. Major Kai, I'm Project SRX's supervisor, Major Ingram Pliskin. What are you doing here? Who do you have piloting the Type TT? I cannot disclose that. Project SRX is highly classified. As secretive as ever, huh? Whatever you're up to, I won't tolerate any interference in my mission. Roger that. That Gespent did come to help me, right? Sure. If it has nothing worth saying, I don't know why it bothers to say anything at all. I'm glad I can at least speed up combat. And they cannot hit me for shit. Oh, am I moving you? Sure. You irrigator bugs have got some nerve to show up in the middle of a city, but you're not gonna have your way with my country while I've still got a pulse. Support attack 1. Okay, I can take back moves, that's nice. See if I can one-shot this guy. I got an attack bonus, supposedly. I guess I could do it. Go. Go. Plus 5 PP to all allied pilots. Destruction of all bugs confirmed. How's sample 55? His brainwaves and heart rate show fluctuations within acceptable levels. It's only his first battle, and we're already getting such readings from him. Quite impressive. Have special ops blockade the area. Prepare a cover story for the media. Yes, sir. I'll secure the Type TT and sample 55. Aya, I leave the rest to you. Yes, Major. Kusaha! Where did you go? Ryusei Date, I presume. Huh? Who are you? My name is Ingram Pliskin. As you can see, I'm a military officer. Well, I've seen a lot today. Look, I don't have time for this. I have to find Kusaha. Kusaha? Would that be the name of the girl you were with? Wait, do you know where she is? Yes, she was found by first responders. She had some injuries, but nothing major. She was transferred to a hospital not long ago. Oh, so what hospital is she at? I can't tell you that. Huh? Come with me, Ryusei Date. Okay. How long do you plan to detain me here? That all depends on how you answer my question. The Type TT you piloted is a highly classified military secret, one that civilians aren't allowed to operate without clearance. I didn't have any other choice! Perhaps, but this is a serious felony we're talking about. The kind where handcuffs and prison time don't cut it. Wait, what? However, there is a way for you to avert your sentence. What a fat load of coercive bullshit. What do I do? Join my unit, and you won't be charged with anything. Your unit? I mean, I'd have to join the military? Correct. Why should I? The insectoid machines you saw at Makuhari, they are not weapons of this Earth. They belong to extraterrestrial intelligent life forms we call Arrogators. Wait, you don't mean... Put bluntly, they are alien mobile weapons. Alien? Yes, they currently pose a great threat to the Earth sphere. If the Arrogators were to initiate a full-scale invasion at this very moment, the TFF would not stand a chance. Just like the backdrop of a mecha anime! Wait, let me guess. Are those aliens the reason personal troopers were developed? Got a sharp intuition. It's just as you suspect. There is no guarantee that humanity will survive the ensuing battle against the Arrogators. Their military technology far outclasses our own. However, as we speak, my project is developing new machines that will prove to be more than a match for them. More than a match? Indeed. And I want to recruit you to be a test pilot for them. Seriously? It takes prodigious skill to shoot down so many enemies in your first battle. I hold that in very high regard. But Become a test pilot. Becoming a test pilot will put your talents to good use. Sign up with me, Ryusei Date. If the Arrogators were to invade, your friends and family would all be in mortal danger. You wish to stand by and let that happen? You will be kept here until I give the order otherwise. I got it. I'll do as you say. Glad to hear it. But I've got one condition. Name it. So he agreed to become a test pilot for Project SRX? Yeah, under the condition that the military pay for all of his mother's medical expenses. Nice. That's so. A rather convenient condition for us, as a matter of fact. We need to monitor his mother anyway. I'm assigning Ryusei Date to be under your command. Start him off with basic test pilot training. Any questions? No, sir. We can only talk for 10 minutes. Understood? Yeah. Oh, so Kusaha... Yeah, I haven't gone to see her yet, but I hear she's gonna stay hospitalized for a while, just to be on the safe side. Really, a freak gas explosion in Kaihin Makuhari? How frightening! Something else you want to tell me, isn't there? Yeah, the thing is, I won't be able to visit for a while. I guess you could say, I found my calling. I see. It won't be the same around here without you. I'm sorry. It's alright. It's your calling, so put everything you've got into it. My test results from the other day came back fine, so I'm sure I'll be coming home soon. Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about your hospital bills anymore. I got a bonus at work. Well, gotta go. Alright. Get well, Ma. Keep your chin up, too. I will. This is kinda wholesome. Wait here for now. Someone will be with you to pick you up soon. Okay. Excuse me, could you let me through here? Huh? Oh, my bad. Pardon me, but I'll need to see your ID and entry permit. Second Lieutenant Rydis F. Brandstein, correct? Oh, that's what he said. Yes, I'm transferring to this base from Mao Industries on the moon, effective today. Understood. Go on in, Lieutenant. Mao Industries. If I remember correctly, they're a personal trooper manufacturer. And man, what was with him wearing a glove on just his left hand? Weirdo. What are you doing, the Michael Jackson? You're Ryusei Date, right? Huh? I'm Captain Aya Kobayashi. I'm here to pick you up. Wait a minute, I recognize your voice. Weren't you... Yes, I was the one who communicated with you when you were in that Gespensed. I can't fucking say that word. I knew it! I'm sorry about yelling at you back there. Hey, don't sweat it. Man, I wasn't expecting my boss to be so hot. Why, aren't you the smooth talker? Ah, shucks, Haha, I may be your superior, but I'm still new to the military myself. Forget the rank and just call me Aya. He's pretty laid back. Does that fly in the military? In return, do you mind if I call you Ryu? No, I don't really mind. Well, I look forward to working with you, Captain. I mean, Aya. Haha, well, let's shake on it. On what? On making one another's acquaintance. We'll be spending plenty of time together as teammates, right? Yeah. Could this be? What's wrong? Nothing, I just couldn't help but notice how, gentle your handshake was. What the fuck? I can't say I've heard that one before. Don't pay it any mind. Come on, let me show you around the base. I have never seen any sort of character have that sort of reaction to a handshake before. Your handshake was so gentle. I've checked your background. You're the second son of the esteemed Brandstein military family. Your father is the famous commander of the United Colony Corps Meyer V. Brandstein. Your brother, Elzum V. Brandstein, was the member of the Aggressors, the next-gen training squad that was instrumental in developing the control systems used in PTs. Moreover, he is currently the top ace of the United Colony Corps. Pardon my interruption, but I've severed all ties with the Brandstein family, as well as the United Colony Corps. Is that so? Major Ingram, I have only one question. Yes? Why would you call me here? I'm sure you're aware of the incident I was involved in, as well as what happened to my left hand. I simply have need of your talents in my project. Any other questions? No, sir. I'll take my leave now. And with that, I've gathered the bare minimum number of samples. Everything has been set into motion. Is this guy with the blue hair the guy who was, like, cast in shadow at the beginning? Browse available pilots. I have skill points. I only have Ryusei, okay? Unit list. Okay. I guess I can have him pilot different robots if I want. Race pilots, get stats, and learn new skills. Upgrade units, upgrade weapons, weapon select. Okay. Oh, it just costs funds, not skill points. Okay. Interesting. I don't think I'm gonna raise any of this stuff until I need it. So, total upgrade percent, does that mean I can only distribute a certain quantity of points? How about train pilots? Raise stats. This costs PP. I have 7. Melee, range, defense, skill, evade. Damage equals defensive power minus attack power. Simple enough. Minus attack power. Defense. Difference between pilot target effects, chance of activating defensive skills, and landing critical hits. Okay, so a chance to activate, like, passives. Evasion. Base evasion versus accuracy. Makes sense. Alright, the stats are very straightforward, I feel. Skill is, I guess, the most ambiguous. Learn skills. Lots of skills I could learn. They all cost a shit ton of PP. Boosts accuracy, evasion, armor. Support attack. Allows you to perform support attacks with adjacent allies. The higher the level, the more support attacks per turn. Allows you to counterattack enemies before they attack. Trigger rate improves with skill level. Okay. I'm liking the RPG aspect of this game so far. The tactical aspect of this game could use a bit of polish, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna step away for just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, there does seem to be a nice little bit of depth to, like the RPG aspect of the game. I just wish the tactical interface was more polished. I want it to be quicker and snappier, you know? I'm just not feeling that. Terrain ratings. Oh, that's what these icons represent. Okay. Weird. Okay. The characters can have, like, specific disadvantages in certain terrain types. Weird. Okay. Weapon upgrade. I don't know what the class type stuff means. I need telekinesis to use this. It's a post-move standard weapon. Man, you need a lot of money to do a lot of stuff here. What does the PB mean? I don't know what PB stands for. Split missile seemed like it was my default counterattack weapon. Weapon select. Okay, so these are grayed out for some reason. I'm not sure why. The Mega Beam Rifle seems to be the only, like, optional addition I have. So I guess maybe these are baked into the robot? Parts? Oh, suddenly we have a volume option. That was not there before. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave that as is for right now. We'll save. So, I'll be honest, they're dump trucking, like, terminology into, like, all of the fucking cutscenes. And the cutscenes aren't super exciting, because it's just visual novel garbage. But at least it's brief, it's communicative, I am having an understanding of where, like, the story is at. I feel like I understand the turn-based combat. I'm getting an impression of how it's gonna be expandable later on. Like, I'm getting sorta, kinda, sorta, like, front mission vibes, but the problem is that the tactical aspect is not as nice as front mission. It does not feel good to just be moving a cursor over an isometric grid as opposed to using, say, a D-pad. And it's an isometric grid, so a D-pad kind of sucks ass at that sort of task. And yeah, I'm not really sure what to do exactly. I think I'm gonna end it off right here for now. I'm probably, honestly, you really had to sell me on the tactics aspect of the game, honestly. But I am not, like, totally off the series. by any stretch. I'm gonna look into it and see if there's another game in the series that's maybe a better match for me. Probably with more fucking options. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.